Hey guys! So you might have seen our videos on our all Disney official princesses bad role models, which we split into two parts. Part one on Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora, Ariel, Belle, and Jasmine. And part two is on Pocahontas, Mulan, Tiana, Rapunzel, Merida, and Moana. If you haven't watched them, then check it out right now. When we recorded this debate, the total footage added up to just under 3 hours. And the part one and part two videos only add up to just under 50 minutes of footage. So we've decided to release a separate video for each of the princesses to show you all our points for each princess. So we aren't missing anything out. Hope you guys enjoy it. For this video, the princess we'll be focusing on is Jasmine. Princess Jasmine, no.
Hi, everybody knows her. She's
Oh my god,
a free spiritual princess like Ariel. She doesn't want to get married. She just want to be sold off. I respect that. I don't. She literally said there was. She's not a prize to be won. That's my girl. I respect that. But the thing people need to remember about Jasmine is that she hasn't gone out and she doesn't really interact with people. And I understand that because she hasn't met anyone. But when she left the palace, she didn't really have a escape plan or a plan at all. She just went out and thought she could do what she wants. For example, in the market, when she took that apple for a boy and the seller said you have to pay for that, she said pay, like she didn't understand the word or what he meant. So that could prove that she doesn't really understand the knowledge of the outside world, which could let her risking her own life if she doesn't understand anything at all about what to do in her new life and her new adventure.
Her fault. Like, she wasn't taught that in the palace. In the palace, they don't talk about their kingdom a lot. They cut it out. She hasn't been taught and raised like that to know what happens on the outside world. So that wasn't her doing. And it shows that she did want to know about that because she did go out to explore it, obviously with very little knowledge, and that probably wasn't a very good idea, but it shows that she's still trying to try.
But she didn't have a plan at the time. I mean, it's always good to make a plan about what to do. Like if you're going off to university, you need to have a plan about getting a job, maybe get a rent an apartment, or how to save up money or anything, and where to travel. I mean, she just left straight away, and I understand her reasons to why she was running away, but she didn't really understand what she had to go through, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because she didn't know what to expect. I mean, it's a bit tough, when you're
Akrobat that she'd been taught about was one that was very loving and trusting before her mother died and before her dad almost got poisoned. The one she'd learnt about was that everyone was united and everyone was together. There wasn't street rats and people out there to be thieves and horrible people. She'd been brought up on the knowledge that her kingdom was good. So she's gone out there with that knowledge and it was wrong. Because of everything that changed and their kingdom being forgotten by the king and focusing only on himself and the richer people.
But then at the end of the film, where Aladdin finally reveals himself, that he isn't Prince Ali, he's just ordinary Aladdin. But then Jasmine still wants to be with him. She still wants to date someone who has been pretending to be someone else. Because in the real world, that's called catfishing on social media.
True, very true. I'll give you that.
So if I'm talking to someone on social media, they say who they are, if they lied, and then I find out the real truth, I still want to date them, even though they've been lying to me the whole time. I mean, that's a bit naive.
He lied about his position. He didn't lie about himself as a person. He was still who he was trying to be. Different in personality wise, he was just lying about his position so he could actually be with her.
She knew him first as a street rat. She didn't know him as Prince Ali in the beginning, so she did know who he was. And at the end, he was revealed that it was the person that she knew. So it wasn't a complete stranger that was like hiding behind like the crown and stuff. And at the beginning, she pretends to be a part, just like a common person in the town and everything. She goes into the village and into the market, and she pretends to be just an average person. But he pretty quickly realizes that she doesn't belong there.
Yeah, I agree. I think she is a hypocrite. She did it herself, and then he does it, and then she gets angry at him because he's done it at her. Yeah, I mean, like, that's not really
I feel like it just kind
good
of
role
shows
model.
that you shouldn't hide who you are. Be confident with who you are as a person and where you come from, because it's not where you come from that matters. It's from what's on the inside that counts.
Yeah, who you are.
Everyone's dealt different cards. It just matters on how you go
But
forward.
that doesn't. Sorry,
That's right. You go.
I'm just saying that doesn't excuse Aladdin for lying to her. Like she did kind of, in a way, manipulated her into believing that he was still a prince, even though she thought was a homeless street rat. But he lied, saying that, oh, I'm just a prince, I just come in pretending to be homeless. And she fell for that.
Yeah, but we're focusing on why Jasmine's a bad role model, though. So that really does show that he's a bad role model.
But after all that, she still goes out with him.
True.
I mean, would you still go out with a guy
Because she
who
sees
likes
what's inside.
Pardon?
I was just going to say, that's because she sees what's inside.
What, all the lies?
She's yes, take aside the lies, but she sees what's inside. She sees that he's brave. She sees that, you know, he literally saves her, like, you know.
Yeah, because of his lies.
No.
That is old Jafar. That we're getting out of hand there.
He saves the whole kingdom in the end of the day. But yeah, back to Jasmine. Ignore Aladdin. Do we have any more points?
Oh, I've got turns. Okay. So she says, I'm not a prize to be won. So I don't know. It kind of makes me think that she feels like she doesn't have enough self-worth or value, you know, because I think we should all think that we are a prize, you know, we are something precious, you know. So she says that I'm not a prize to be won. And then what she does was, you know, she meets Aladdin, and then the first thing she does is, like, you know, after, you know, she talks to him and then she meets Abu and all that whole thing, like, she kisses him. Like it's a kind of a bit of a misleading message there, isn't it? Like, you say, you know, one thing and then you do the opposite thing, you know.
I think you say that quote is more not the fact that she devalues herself, but more on the side of, I'm not a prize to be won by men. Like, her dad's like, what's the word? I don't know.
Like how she feels like a trophy, or like
she's meant to be a trophy wife. He's parading her around to all these other kingdoms, like princes and stuff, to basically be won by the highest bidder, the one who brings the most money to the kingdom and who's going to help the kingdom the most. She's saying that she's not a man's trophy, basically.
But she never actually even gave any of the princes a chance. She never even got to know them. She saw them and she was like, no, like, you have to at least get to know someone before, you know, you make that decision, which is basically what we're saying about Belle, you know. She didn't make that decision, like, you know, she saw that he was a beast, but then, you know, she saw what was inside. I think the same thing applies to Jasmine. She needs to, you know, see what's inside, you know. I think she was like kind of a bit spoiled as well. Like, her father just wanted, you know, to look after her, to make sure that she's protected. And we got to remember, this is not even set in somewhere like Europe or anything. This is set like in the Middle East, so it's different background and stuff. So from that point, you know, like, arranged marriages was things, making sure that the daughter was always looked after. Those were like things that were, you know, were really common then. And he just literally wanted to do that. but she didn't even take the time to like even know the princess or anything. She straight up just said no. Like, okay, sure, say that, but give them a chance at least, And I think
Yeah,
that's probably
yeah,
a good
I
point,
see that,
good
and I
teaching point,
understand.
Give people a chance before you judge them.
Yeah, I see that and I understand that, but it also like shows that she was strong enough as a woman to speak up against her father and against the stereotypes of like her areas and everything, then show that she didn't want an arranged marriage. She wanted to marry for love. She wanted to have her own freedom. She didn't want to be stuck inside a palace all day. She wanted to be involved in her kingdom. She wanted to be a proper ruler, and she wanted to do it like with fairness. It shows that women shouldn't just be paired off with whoever first come first serve or whoever's paying the most money kind of thing. Go for who loves you for you.
But okay, I'll leave that point. I was gonna say something else, but then I was just remembered I was gonna start off on Aladdin, and then gonna get sidetracked again. So I'll just leave that. But saying that, so there are some good things she does teach us, like being yourself, that is important, don't go under false pretenses. And I guess one of the big ones maybe is take a risk. She took that risk, of like leaving her home, her safety, and she went out into she didn't know what. So I guess take a risk.
Yeah, she's good. She shows that women can be strong, not to follow the stereotypes that they were given, that women are equal, not to be sold off and everything. She's a good role model for younger girls.
We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a like, thumbs up, comment, subscription, everything. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our content, and make sure to share our Disney debate videos to any Disney fans you know of. Please leave us a comment below to let us know what other Disney debates you would like to see, or if there's any other specific Disney content you'd like us to do. Till next time, bye from all of us at the Debate Box. Bye-bye.
Bye.